So it was announced last week that Jason Whitlock is out over there at Fox Sports 1. His contract was up. He was renegotiating with FS1, and they could not come to terms on an agreement for a new deal. He was the lead guy at Speak for Yourself. You know, Jason Whitlock he was not only probably the guy bringing the most views to the show, but he also was the guy that had to work as a moderator, you know, getting to the next segment and running ads and promoting the show. A lot of it was on Jason Whitlock, and it was his decision to go out and get Marcellus Wiley to replace Colin Cowherd, who did not want to do Speak for Yourself for the long haul, right? Colin agreed to do it for a year or so, and, you know, it was Jason Whitlock's baby, and, you know, Jason went out and found Marcellus Wiley as a host for the show, and, you know, every now and then, I like Speak for Yourself. I would watch the clips. I'm not the biggest fan of Jason Whitlock. I think he's doing too much and caping up and trying to be someone and appease a certain audience. And I think more times than not, he looks ridiculous on television. I think he absolutely makes a fool out of himself and, you know, trying to cape up. It makes him look bad a lot of times. But I'll say this about Jason Whitlock. If I can't say anything else good about the brother, I will tell you this. If I can't say anything else about the guy, anything good about the guy, you know, I could really say this. He helped someone that I know through a mutual friend. He helped them get a position, you know, and he really pulled her in. And I'll just leave it at that. That's all I got good to say about it. If you go look at some of Jason Whitlock's old comments about Kobe Bryant, and I know obviously when somebody's, you know, deceased, and you see comments that people made while they were living, it does rub you the wrong way. But there are some cringeworthy comments that Jason Whitlock made about Kobe Bryant years ago when Kobe was in the prime of his career, you know, when he was dealing with the rape trial in Colorado and everything like that. There are some cringeworthy comments that Jason Whitlock made, and even brought up Kobe Bryant's wife in a lot of those comments. And I think he really crossed the line. And to see, you know, Jason Whitlock earlier this year on camera crying like he was the biggest Kobe fan out there or the biggest supporter of Kobe, when he actually could not say three good things about Kobe. And it just always baffled me because this guy has nothing but great things to say about Michael Jordan. But when it came to Kobe, I mean, in Kobe's career, he was not a fan of Kobe. He was not a fan. And I just never got it. A guy that was so loving of athletes like a Tiger Woods or Michael Jordan and, you know, had their own skeletons in their closet. And, you know, other athletes that he's caped up for in the past. And to not be a fan of Kobe's to the extent that he was in a crowd on camera, you know, earlier this year when Kobe passed away, I just thought it was fake. You know, that's a lot of his legacy, faking and phoning. And so Jason knows no one feels sorry for him today. He knows no one feels sorry for him losing his position. You know, he can't go to the black community asking for their love. He did it, he did it for himself. He wanted to be that guy on camera. He thought he represented a viewpoint that people were missing out on in America, black people specifically. And he thought, I believe Jason Whitlock, and I don't know this to be true. I don't know Jason. I believe he thought FS1 valued him more than they did. They got rid of him. And I tried to watch a clip or two of Speak for Yourself this week. I don't know what FS1's plan is. I don't know if they're going to allow Marcellus Wiley to go out and pick his next co-host, similar to how they let Whitlock pick Marcellus Wiley. But that show was not good this week. And I'm watching Marcellus try to moderate through. He is not good at it. And I think a large part of that is because for most of the show, he allowed Jason to do the moderating and everything like that, setting up categories. It was really a show about Jason Whitlock after Colin left, and it was like a reaction show to Jason's opinion. And I don't know who FS1's going after. I've heard the Jamel Hill's name being thrown out there. I think she'd be a decent hire. I'm not sure it'd be a good fit. I don't know who you go out. Maybe LeVar Arrington. Maybe you go. He's a regular on the show. Maybe you just go stick with what you know and bring him in. But even I don't know if he's got the value. LeVar's got some good takes, but I don't know if he. Maybe you go get a guy like TJ Houshmandzadeh, who's a regular on the show. Again, Jason Whitlock, for what it's worth, he represents a club and he has some fans out there, and I'm not sure if LeVar or TJ, I'm not sure if they're polarizing enough, or even Marcellus, to get those fans in. It's just going to be a tough one. I know Marcellus recently, I believe he re-upped on his deal. We'll see what happens with the future of FS1 and Speak for Yourself as Jason Whitlock is out, and reportedly he's looking to create his own direct to consumer product. I don't know what that means. My guess is maybe try to go grab a deal. You know, everybody's watching what Joe Rogan just did with Spotify and reportedly got over $100 million up front, you know, to sell his product, his podcast, or lease it, to Spotify for a few years. I'm sure Jason's going to try to go out and get that money, but we'll see how much of an audience he's able to bring. That audience that held him down, that he does have, we'll see how loyal they are to Jason Whitlock, the podcast or whatever it is, on his own, and not when he's attached to a brand like an ESPN or like a Fox Sports 1. We'll see.